there are some really good foods to start with, and I'm going to tell you those. So the best first foods are really... Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cynthia, and today I want to talk about baby led weaning. Now before we start, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe for more videos related to baby led weaning and babies and parenthood. So at the end of this video, I want you guys to have a better understanding of baby led weaning. What is it, how to get started, and maybe first foods and what you need to get started. So let's get started. Baby led weaning has been around for about 10 to 15 years, so it's fairly new. There's not much research on it, so it's kind of hard to tell if it works or not, or if there's any long-term effects or anything like that. But there's nothing but good reviews, everyone says. Like I said, there's very little research, but there is maybe like one or two research on this. What is baby led weaning? Now, baby led weaning, it's not really self-explanatory because you're like, well, what's weaning or what's led? But it's basically weaning them onto food. Not necessarily weaning them off of the bottle, but weaning them more into food instead of just formula or breast milk. Baby led weaning is when you skip purees and baby cereal and you go straight to table food. So whatever you're eating, the baby's eating. On top of that, it encourages the baby to eat independently and feed themselves. And also for them to be involved during mealtime and eat when you're eating, not you just schedule a time and feed your baby and then go on with your day. It's when you're eating, they're eating. So you can lead by example. And so they can see eating done in life. So when do you start baby led weaning if you do want to do baby led weaning? Now my suggestion is do your own research, find out if this is going to work for you. And on top of that, also join a Facebook group about it because that's where they have all the information all in one. I have found a great Facebook group for baby led weaning, and I will go ahead and link it down below so you guys can join. This is where I've learned the who, what, when, and where, and why, and how to prepare the food, and the, just every aspect of it. And if you have any questions, you can ask the ladies on there, and they will respond in my opinion the most respectful way anyone can. And I've just learned a lot from that group, and I'll again link it down below so you can join. There's a whole bunch of women on there from around the world, all experienced, all their kids are baby led weaned, so they know a thing or two. So like I was talking, when to start, first they have to meet the signs of readiness, which are basically they have to be at least 6 months, nothing less than 6 months. And that's because there has been some research that suggests baby's gut does not fully develop until they're 6 months of age. Which therefore, if they eat before that, it's possible they can get hurting their intestines or the gut or the stomach or anything like that. So even WIC and the health organizations suggest waiting until 6 months of age, whether you're doing purees or baby led weaning. So there's that. They also have to be sitting unassisted for at least 1 minute, meaning you have to be able to sit them down on the floor or on the bed, most likely on the floor because it's a flatter surface. And they have to sit upright by themselves, no help, for at least 1 minute. Now, if they're slouching over and like having their hands like that, that's not really sitting, so you would have to wait a little bit longer. Some women wait until they're even 8 months of age because they're not sitting unassisted until then. So keep that in mind. Also, they have to be ready for food, meaning they have to be like wanting, grabbing your food and trying to eat it, really engaged in food. Now, don't get it confused of a 4-month-old just grabbing anything in your hand, because babies just love whatever you're doing. Whether you have a pencil or you have a phone or you have a cracker, they're going to go for it. So, but at least they're more engaged, and also they need to have the ability to grab things and put it in their mouth. So whether they're doing that with toys or their hand, well, mostly toys because they have to grab it, then that's a good sign that they're ready to start. Of course, if they're doing all these signs and they're not 6 months yet, you have to wait until they're 6 months. There's also one more that's kind of important but not like really big, is their gag reflex has to kind of be moved back. And usually this does happen around 6 months of age, but it is kind of hard to tell when it does happen. Pretty much babies' gag reflexes are in the front of their mouth. So whatever they're putting in their mouth, it can barely touch the lips and they'll start gagging. And that's their natural way of trying to prevent themselves from choking. But once they turn 6 months, or between 4 to 6 months, the gag reflex moves more towards the middle of the mouth, and it allows them to actually eat. Gagging is a normal thing for babies, and it's nothing alarming. Gagging is their way of trying to prevent themselves from choking, and you just can't stop it. Even if you do purees, there's a chance they're gonna gag. I mean, my daughter even gags on her own saliva, so there's pretty much no stopping it. And some of the research that they have done on baby led weaning shows that there is no added risk of choking compared to traditional weaning, which is purees. Regardless, they're going to gag, and regardless, there's always going to be a choking hazard with both. So yes, that's when to start and all that good stuff. So I suggest researching the difference between gagging and choking, because if your child does gag, they do suggest not to interfere with it, because if your child is gagging and you pat them on the back, you're possibly moving that food that they're trying to spit out, you're moving it further into their throat, and it's actually more likely to lodge. Not blaming you or anything, but just let them figure it out. Babies not all the time know what they're doing, but gagging, like I said, is their safety mechanism, so just let them work that out on their own, which is very scary, which is why baby led weaning is not for everyone, because it's pretty scary. I think the first time my daughter gagged, I was like, I give up, I ain't doing this, I give up, because watching your child gag and thinking, is this choking, is this gagging, oh my god, it was kind of scary. But I got through it and it was good, because I understood the difference. Well, one, the importance of gagging, and two, the difference between gagging and choking. Do your own research and learn your own self to tell the difference, but here is an idea of the difference. Gagging looks like they're coughing, their tongue is, being thrown out. They could even be like coughing up the food. Their eyes can get watered. It just kind of sounds like gagging. Choking, on the other hand, is pretty quiet, and that's because their air flow thingy is blocked. So it's more quiet. Their face is obviously turning blue. There's no coughing, choking, or anything or coughing or sounds. It's quiet. So that's when you have to actually get into the motion and take them out and trying to dislodge it. I do suggest getting CPR certified, and this is kind of where it's a more of a do what I say, not what I do kind of thing, because I'm not certified myself, but I don't really have anyone to watch her to actually go and get certified, and so I don't. But I do want to one day. so I can have 100% sureness that she's covered. But I have watched a couple of YouTube videos, and although that doesn't qualify me to perform any CPR, I'm confident I can at least dislodge something if, God forbid, anything happens. So, that's good. But yes. Let me look at my list. Along with that, obviously, don't introduce foods that are a choking hazard. Although they can have a lot of foods, pretty much anything you eat, except for popcorn, nuts such as almonds, peanuts, cashews, or even honey. Honey is not a choking hazard, but honey is deadly to babies before the age of 1. So double check that. But popcorn and nuts are obviously a choking hazard. And of course, cut things into finger-sized pieces from 6 months to 9 months. Their food should be in finger-sized pieces so that they can hold it and eat it and they won't lose it. Because babies at that age, they're grabbing with their fists, not so much the little pincher grasp. That's a little later down the road. And just remember, this is their time to understand textures and tastes and the way things feel, and have fun with it. There is a saying that says, food before 1 is just for fun, which most of the part of that is true. This is the time for them to figure out textures and figure out what they like and just explore different tastes. For the first year, their nutrition should be coming from formula or breast milk, whatever you do. That's their main source of main source of nutrition. Other than that, everything else is kind of extra. So let's talk about the best first foods. With baby led weaning, you can give them whatever you're eating, so it's not interfering with you having to make extra stuff or something else. So if you're eating oatmeal for breakfast or a sandwich for lunch or even tacos for dinner, in reality, baby led weaning, you can just give them whatever. Now, there are some really good foods to start with, and I'm going to tell you those. So the best first foods are really bananas and avocados. So you can probably tell why, because they're mushy and stuff like that. Also, a great first food is toast, and that's what little Adeline here is eating right now. She loves toast. She's a carbs girl like me. Anything bread related she loves. And toast is a great first food because, one, you can pretty much spread anything on there, whether it's peanut butter, avocado. I have butter on this one right now. I've also even put pureed fruit on there. Pretty much you can spread anything on there. And it's also great because once they suck on it for so long, it kind of starts getting really soft and soggy, and it kind of just, they can swallow it very easily. And I cut them in finger-length pieces so she can grab and eat them like that. Also, a good first food is scrambled eggs. I don't know if you can see it. These are scrambled eggs. She likes scrambled eggs. And it's a great because she can, she can just grab it and put it in her mouth. And it's soft enough to kind of smush and then swallow. There is no food that your child will not gag on. So don't think, oh, if I do bananas, she's not going to gag on it. Because the very first time she had her first food was bananas, and she did gag on bananas. So don't think, oh, I'm just going to do soft foods like bananas, yams, sweet potatoes, which is basically the same thing, potatoes, anything like really soft. Don't think that they're not going to gag on it just because it's soft. So yeah, but the best first foods, like I said before, let's recap, was bananas, avocados, scrambled eggs, and toast. Great first foods. I think that's it for the first foods. I do want to take a minute, since I'm already here with the gear, take a minute to talk to you about what kind of stuff you need to start. Obviously, you need a high chair, and this one is a portable one that I have strapped onto a regular chair. I've always liked the idea of a portable one. I can take it anywhere I want, or it doesn't really take up that much space. Also, you can get a regular high chair, which if you find one that folds, or I think all of them fold, I don't know. But you can get a regular high chair, it doesn't matter. Just something they can sit in and eat on their own. And remember, with baby led weaning, it is to teach the baby to eat on her own and give her the independence that they should have with feeding. I mean, even if you did traditional feeding, you can tell they want the spoon. They want to feed themselves. That's what babies want. They want to be independent. Of course, we can't give them all the independence they want, but at least with food we can. And it seems like she wants more. There you go. So yeah. Also, a bib is obviously, well, it's not needed. I have known or seen a lot of people do it just completely naked and then they just run to the bath. But I don't want to do that, so I'd rather have a bib. So she has this long sleeved bib, as you can tell, and it protects the arms and the chest and all that stuff. I have noticed with this bib, the only thing that does get dirty is like the rim of her footsies, because I do keep her in her pajamas when she eats, so that's the only thing that gets dirty. I wanted something easy to clean, so this is like a, sorry, like a very wipeable material. I don't know exactly what kind of material it is, but it's very wipeable. If I can find a link to the one I got or something similar, I'll go ahead and link one below. There's also this bib I have. It's actually it's also kind of the same material, like a plastic type, easy to wipe. It also has a little pocket to catch the food, which is good because it keeps most of the food away from her lap. So there's that. And yeah. And so that's the most things I used. I do have a plate for her, but she tended to just dump everything off the plate and eat the plate. So if you do want to use plates, I suggest something that is suction cupped to stay onto the high chair. Also utensils. I do have spoons for her, but again, she just kind of wanted to throw them and hit the high chair with it, so I took them away. But I don't really have any ideas with utensils. And also cups. Now, for the longest, she was drinking out of a regular cup, but I had to help her because, of course, she didn't have the ability to actually hold it herself and do that. So, let me go get it. I got her this cup. It was at Target, I think, for like $2 something. So yeah, I got her this cup. It's only for her water. I should be giving her water right now, but I totally forgot. Oh no, she'll be fine. But I actually might fill this up right now. But yeah, I usually fill this up with a tiny bit of water, and then at the end of her feeding, when she's done eating, I just let her drink from this however much she wants. The first time she used it, she's like, what the heck is this? She put her mouth on it, she was just confused. But after like the second time, she figured it out, and it's not heavy. I wanted one that wasn't heavy because she's small, so she can't really lift anything heavy. So keep that in mind when you're buying a cup, whether it's a 360 cup or it's a sippy cup. Make sure it's not too heavy for them to hold, because they still are very young, so, or very small, young, whatever. Yeah, and so that's all I believe I have for gear, and that's all I can think about for finger or first foods. Thank you for sticking around till the very end. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe for more baby led weaning videos, more parenthood and baby informational videos. If you like those kind of videos, please subscribe for all that. Also, when you subscribe, don't forget to click the little bell so you never miss when I upload. I upload every Wednesday, and I've been really good with uploading every Wednesday, so, you know, just, you know, subscribe. And if you found this video helpful, or if you know someone who's interested in baby led weaning, or you just want other people to know about it, please share this video wherever you can so people can know what baby led weaning is, because a lot of people don't. So thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!